The filling is very simple. When I do the filling is this. Just remember this. The tooth has a cavity, which is a hole. Okay, it's the cavity is formed by bacteria. It create a hole in the tooth, and just think very simple, right? So what I have to do now is when the patient numb, I go ahead and drill the cavities out, which is the bacteria, and then create the hole to clean the hole. And then once I clean the decay, meaning clean the bacteria from the hole, then I have to plug with something. I plug with the filling. A filling can be in two ways, either silver filling or white filling. Just think that's simple. So a cavity is a hole of the tooth. So you clean the decay inside the hole, and then you fill it. Okay, so you're gonna see me drilling to the hole first. Okay, so I use a very simple term. Okay, so that way you're easy to remember. Okay, open big as you can. Put your head down for me. Here we go. I'm going to do the last two. Now you can go closer. Can you see? Can you see, David? Yep. Now, I don't see her. I look in the facial expression. I want to see her like any expression of pain, any trickling of the, and then I look in the arm to see if she raised her arm. So you as an assistant, you have to look her left arm. So that way we know that she, and then because sometimes I focus on the tooth, and if she raised, I don't pay attention. So the assistant is able to see that. They say, Dr. Bowie, stop. She's in pain. So I stop. Okay. And Kelly, you will tell me that, right? Okay. And then, so what I did is just see what she holding. One hand with the mirror. The mirror is the extension of your hand. You use that to retract the what? The tongue. And then this one is for suctioning. Okay? Just pay attention what she does, okay? And then I always have two hands occupied, right? You notice two hands occupied? Okay. Open big. Now if I use this to retract the cheek, she retracts the tongue. And then now I isolate the tooth. Okay? Any question on that?
Where are you suctioning?
Okay, good question.
Here.
Okay,
Here.
right. See, always at the corner. Dean, why don't you come up and then, okay, go ahead and show him again.
Here or here?
Okay, never in the middle. You choke the patient. You'll be surprised. Every do it, I don't know why. Okay. Okay, now. Okay, now, keep in mind that this what we call, you push this to get the burr out. This we call a dental burr, okay? And usually I use a straight one like this. Okay, the name of this is a 557. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that again so you know. Every time I do the filling, that's what I need, 557. It looks like a cylinder burr like this. You can pass this so you can see. Now, that's the first burr that I use. And then the second burr that I use next, after I drill it out, the tooth, I use a round burr. It looks like a round burr, okay? And then that's the round. Once I drill in the tooth, I use a round burr to remove the decay, okay? Open big. So if you know me, if you know the procedure, you can anticipate my needs, and then you can get that ready. You understand? Okay. Retract the tongue. All right, very good. Now I'm reaching down to the. Now there's a hole like this. Can you see on my little mirror? And then hopefully later on you can see on my iPad when I upload on the iPad. You can see that, right? Okay. Now this is they call it the cavity prep. Okay, the decay is all gone. When you see at the beginning it's dark, and now everything looks good now. You see the tooth in front of it. You see a little decay there. You see that? Now it's gone. Okay. Now she's gonna pass it on two things. Usually a cotton roll to isolate the tooth. But before I even do that, for the white filling, I'm gonna do etching. Okay, which is this it's an acidic form. Etching is a solution that I put inside the tooth. It look green when you see green or blue. The etching, once the decay is gone, the cavity preparation is done, right? So then the next step is the etching. Now etching do two things. First of all, it disinfect the tooth. It kill the bacteria, any residual infection, and then also it rough it up the tooth. It rough up the area because we're gonna put a white filling, and we call a bonding. We actually bond the filling to the tooth, and so the etching is actually preparing for the bonding surface.
So it's like a bonding agent.
Yes. No, bonding agent is nice. That's before the bonding agent. You rough it up first. So the etching, if I ask you, what is the etching for, is to rough it up the surface and to disinfect the tooth. Okay, that's the main reason. And then after that, then I'm gonna place a bonding agent, okay, which is like adhesive, okay. How long I leave the etching? Usually about 60 seconds, or maybe it could be like 30 seconds. Oh, I take that back. I leave it 10 seconds. Yeah. I use a strong etching for 10 seconds only. After 10 seconds, now I isolate the tooth. So I want to keep the tooth dry. Any pain, Catherine? You enjoying this? You want to do it again?
Your mouth's gonna be on YouTube later today.
Okay. Now you can put your head down for me, like the open day. Now I isolate by, you see the cotton roll that I put in? I want the one cotton roll is isolate the tooth by pushing the tongue away. If anybody would want to see it, and then so every time that I do a fillings, I want to isolate the tooth after I done the preparation. What I mean by preparation, I remove the decay. After the decay, I make it rough by using what? Etching. After the etching, now I ready to put the bonding agent, but I have to isolate the tooth first to keep it dry. Okay? So that's what the cotton roll for. The next step is what? Bonding agent. The bonding agent, by the way, what does it look like? We have a bottle like this. It's bonding agent, and the etching is usually in the syringe form. Okay? Okay, like that. Okay, I put the bonding agent. I put how many layers? When you put in the bonding agent, all you need is just a tiny drop, so you don't squeeze it out too much. Each bottle is like $80, so each drop you're talking about $10. So it's expensive. Please, you guys. Last year I tell them, please, it goes out. It's like you use. That's a lot for a lot of patients. So all you need is just a little like tiny drops, and then it's like adhesive. And then I dry it up. And then I use the light. Where's the curing? Oh, you have a curing light over there, right?
It's
It's
charging.
low. Charging?
Yeah.
Good. You save that for over there.
Yeah.
Okay, here in this ideal setting, I have a very strong, they call a curing light. After the bonding agent put on the tooth, it's it's more like a UV light, like a blue light. I put on top of the tooth. And then what it does is it will cure it. They call it polymerize. One more. Use twice, depend on the size of the cavity. The next step is I'm going to put the a filling in. The filling is a white filling. The white filling is in two different form. One is a liquid form. It's flowable. They call it. It's flowable. It's flow. The second form is a little bit harder. They call it hybrid. Okay, so you're gonna hear me saying that I need a hybrid. So what that means is just a harder composite. Okay, now the flowable and the hybrid, they all collective term is a composite. Composite is a white filling technical term, composite. So I put the first layer with the flowable first. So again, let me repeat again. After the patient numb, what do I have to do? After the patient numb, what do I do?
Drill with decay.
Drill to make they call a cavity preparation to remove the decay, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, what do you do next?
Etching.
Etching. After etching, what do you do?
Bonding.
Bonding, but before bonding, it's very important. Isolate.
Isolate.
Exactly. After the isolate, you put the bonding, and usually I start with what? A flowable composite. After when you put the flowable in, the only way to cure it, to polymerize it, to set it, is by using the light. In Vietnam, we don't have this setting, so I bought a wireless one. So we have a little less stronger than this, but it's without the cable. After I put the hybrid composite in, I want to shape it. I want to mold it. So she gave me what do you call this? The plastic instrument. So I can dab a little bit on the bonding agent, so make it wet, and then I pack it in. So I contour the tooth. Good question. What is the question then?
How long does it take you to
Okay.
complete a filling in Vietnam?
Okay,
Like,
yes, I know it's a good question. Okay, one more. Okay, this is what we're scheduling. Each patient we go 10 to 15 minutes. Doesn't matter either extraction or filling. So we see each doctor see like four patient an hour. So if you times 6, how many patients you see that in 6 hours? Not a lot, right? So, but that's the general rule. But we can go faster.
Well, not
Okay.
everyone needs a filling.
You got it. But extraction is go quicker.
Yeah,
It could
a
be
lot
less
of-
than 10 minutes.
A lot of the people in Vietnam actually need more extraction because their teeth are really rotten, so you can't really save it. So you just
Yes,
have to extract.
that's a good point. Right. So you're gonna help me a lot of extraction. You know what that means, right? That means that you have to know how to protect yourself. It's more risky, right? Okay, open. You see, when you do you feeling like that, you don't see any blood. Do you see any blood? Not really. But does that mean that you protect yourself? No, because saliva. You can get it from saliva, right? Now, after that thing set, so now we shape the tooth. We shape the tooth. We want to contour the filling. Close a little bit. Now we just look at how she retracts the tongue and suction at the same time. You guys see that? Maybe you got that on tape?
Yep.
Because a lot of people ask me that how do you suction and then retract at the same time? That's how she does it.
how often do you suction?
Oh, the key is you always keep the isolated area dry. So you see saliva, that's why you suction. So you constantly suction. You don't even have to ask. You don't have to wait for me to ask. When you see saliva there, like that, you start suctioning. You see that? The more you suction for me, the easy for me to visualize. They call it you keep it a dry feel. They call it. Now another thing too, I have to point that out. Every time I use this we call a handpiece, okay, you guys? This we call a handpiece. This we call a burr. This is a mirror. When I use the handpiece and the burr, I want to shape the tooth. Please do not touch my handpiece. A lot of time you try to help me so much that sometimes you try to isolate the feel by retracting the tongue, but you forgot you keep touching my handpiece. I cannot work it. So you don't interfere what I'm doing. So that's the hard part because a lot of time I need space, right? So she know when to back out, when to put it in. A lot of people they hold it and then I'm waiting. I look at their face and they said, "Why you look at me?" I said, "I cannot work." It's like, so that's the reason why. Every time I look at you, that means that you didn't give me some space, right? Okay, now, and then we approaching to the end, and then at the end, after I use the bird to shape it, I use the Explorer, which is a pigtail instrument, and then I check to make sure it's sealed, and make sure it's set. And then the last step is I use what, Kelly? Okay, she set up for me. Okay, I have a holder. Well, in Vietnam we don't have this. we use my finger. Okay, and then we use this and to put it in, right? But you're gonna see that when I'm working over there. Okay, so what I just doing is, when I put in like that, have the patient tap on it, bite out. Oh wait.
Can you tell them the name of the paper?
Articulate paper, articulating. Now, after you see this paper is torn like this, I usually hand me the second one. And then bite down, tap. Grinding sideways, open. Okay, you see the big blue mark again? So I'm gonna adjust more. See? Now they're all touching now. They're all touching. Okay? So what we do is you use so how do I clean the marking? Hand me the Q-tip. Okay? So any questions so far? And then the last thing I'm going to ask the patient. Sometimes the patient is so numb that she cannot tell. Okay, go ahead and bite up and down, see how you feel.
Again.
Not bad, right? Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna clean it up, and then David is gonna record a little bit so you can see the before. You didn't check before, huh? So you didn't see what it looks like. Any question?
When you drill down, you drill directly on the blue?
Yes, because that's the area where I put the filling in.
Where's higher?
Yes, but it's not randomly. We know exactly, and then we shape the tooth at the same time. So that's why you go dental school. They teach you the anatomy of the tooth. You have to shape it down. So it's not like we do randomly. Now, if you look at them, if you recorded that, you can see it's no more. That's the filling, right? See, you compare it open bay. You compare the one next door. You can see the cavity, the dark spot.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Now let me sit her up. So let's take a little breathe. And then I ask the patient when you're sitting up. And you guys, when you work with the patient, be gentle, be compassionate. Don't rush, and then we forgot the patient. The patient is a priority. So always ask her, how you doing, how you feeling. If you don't speak Vietnamese, tap it, are you okay? You show concern, okay? So they need a little bit compassion. Don't treat them like a machine, like a robot, okay? So make sure, like I asked her, how you feeling? You doing okay? You see me I keep asking, how you feel numb? You feel okay? Are you cold? You show some compassion to the patient, okay? How do you feel now?
I'm good.
Good. You ready for the next one? Yep. Any question before you go to the next one?